As you've seen, just turned up at the airport. So, been waiting quite some time, but got a ticket. So everyone probably thinks I'm going to Brisbane. This is where I've got to say I'm going the opposite way. Ticket to Melbourne, so I'm flying down. The Prado has been deemed as a total loss. So I don't know, I've been pretty devastated about it. It's been about 2 months since I've seen it after the Fraser trip. So it'd be good to finally get behind the wheel of a new car. So flying down, gonna pick it up. I've got to drive it straight from Melbourne to Brisbane, so it's about 20 hours driving non-stop. So I've got picking up a mate about halfway. He's gonna come for a road trip, finish it off with me. We're gonna go see the old Prado. We're gonna get the rooftop tent, the light bar, the awning, all that stuff off the roof. Gonna lift it off the hoist, drive the new car under, drop it back down. That was a bit of a giveaway, but anyway, that's what we're gonna do, and hopefully I'll start modding the new one pretty soon. So it's the start of a 5-day trek on the road, and all I've managed to bring is carry-on baggage, and it is 80% camera gear, so priorities, eh? I can buy stuff on the road if I have to. Picking up a new lens on the way up, and then heading up to Brizzy. Anyway, I better stop messing around because I've got to board this flight. Let's get going.
Please watch the crew member closest to you.
Righto, as you can see I've landed, so I've just got to get outside. I've got to figure as you can see I've landed, so I've got to figure out how to get outside. I don't even know how to get out, so hoping this is the way. And car's up in the car park, level 1. Oh mate's meeting me there, so. Apparently that was not the way out. Just got in trouble for filming too. I had to show them all that footage, so there was nothing wrong with it, but lucky. So yeah, car park, level 1. Righto, we're on our way, hoping it's level 1 of that. So not too far away. I haven't seen one of these cars in the flesh yet. So put it that way, yeah, don't know what to expect. So, see how we go. I've just seen it. Righto, morning guys. Sorry, I did not realise how little I filmed yesterday. Anyway, I made it to my mate's house in the Central Coast. So I think the trip meter, I reset it a little bit late. Ended up being about 950 Ks. So made it here. First mod, went on last night, in the dark, off the grid sticker. I just cannot believe how clean it is. Like, I've just done 1,000 Ks, put a heap of bugs on the front. But apart from that, like, it's just looks brand new. You wouldn't believe it's been a company car for the last 18 months. And even the tow bar, like he showed me this, he said the tow bar hasn't even been used. He said, I don't think anyone's ever sat in the back seats. Like, it's just nuts. So when I found this car, I was stressing because I was waiting for insurance to come through. It just ended up being a debacle trying to middleman it all, and oh, it was just a nightmare. So it's good to finally have something I can build on. Got a couple of sponsors on board this time. They're pretty keen to help me out, and sponsors that I would have reached out to anyway. So that's always the best thing, working with brands with the products that you actually use. So yeah, we're gonna see some big changes for this thing. So I'm keen to document it for you and take you along for the journey. So what have we got inside? What's the exposure like? Can't see. This was the cockpit here for yesterday's 950 kilometre drive. So what I'm doing here in the Central Coast is one of my best mates lives here. I couldn't really find anywhere to stay anyway, so I thought I may as well come here. I was coming here tomorrow, and at about 3:30, 4, 5 o'clock, my mate's finishing work, he's coming back, and we're going to start heading north to Brisbane. So he's going to come along for the road trip, which is good. So today I'm sort of just chilling around. So I'm going to go get a new camera lens I ordered in Central Coast, same places where I picked the other one up from. It's turned up the other day, so I'm going to go get that. Might go get a slick haircut, might go buy some tyre shine, and I don't know, just clean the car up a little bit more, wipe the windows down. That back window is still pretty filthy, you would have seen in some of the pictures. But yeah, that's about it. So the Savo will be on for a big road trip. We're going up to see the old rig, get all my camping gear out of it, because it is full, completely full of all my stuff from the Fraser trip. So yeah, I've got to go get all that. Actually, I probably need to take this out too, because the amount of gear I've got to put in the back is ridiculous. This is pretty dodgy, should have just bought the mount. But yeah, pull this out. Oh no, it's strapped to the headrests. Oh, that's it, that was easy. Yeah, this is a bit tricky to get out, I think, without damaging anything. Oh, come on, get out. There we go, it's out. Won't have room for that. If anyone wants to know, for sale, I've got a cream one as well out of my wallet. Got lots of parts actually. Let's start an auction. Here we go. Wheels, tyres. Who wants that? Roof rails. This is coming off. Who wants that? Side steps. Taking best offer. Oh, I could sell so much off this thing right now. But yeah, anyway, better get going. Let's go get this stuff and get ready for the Savo. Not your typical detailing show, but gotta have it looking pristine, you know. Look at that, smick. So I've just figured out I haven't actually done any of the run through of this car on the film, so we'll run through that now. So basically, this is the new model Kakadu. So things that are different straight up. Look at the dials on this. Have a go at it.
How's it going there, Stewie?
Hey Stewie.
Yeah, mate.
Not today, mate. This is my XRS unit. beautiful. That's exactly what I would have bought anyway. It goes just through this stick-on to the windscreen, and then there's another stick-on on the outside, and it obviously just communicates through the glass, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, this is the dial setup. This is the multi-terrain select. So that's the traction control is a lot more sensitive on this Kakadu model. So that's your multi-terrain select. So it's saying select low 4, so obviously it works in low range. The crawl control is like downhill descent but on steroids, so it can actually use it uphill, and it can dig itself out of a hole in the sand, which I will definitely do a video on this because I've done it before in my last Kakadu, and it is awesome. No need for max tracks sometimes, and it will just crawl its way out. It's nuts. So it's got the same center diff lock, same rear diff lock, just different configuration. You've got this leveling airbags, so as you can see it says high just here, so it pumps up the rear. Oh, I can feel that. And then you can go back down to neutral or low, so it'll drop it down in the rear. And if you throw a trailer on the back, it'll automatically compensate for the ball weight and then bring the back of the car back up. Second start, that is for, I guess you'd probably use that in the sand dunes or something like that. Like if you don't want it to use first gear, use second start and it will take off in second gear, which sometimes you might not even notice, but it will do it anyway. So yeah, that'll lock it in, and then yeah, traction control off. As for the other Kakadu features, VX had the heated and cooled seats, so cooling, if anyone hasn't already seen that. See how the seats are like perforated, so you can feel the air, not so much down there, but it feels like it's coming from there. My last one had all this, and it comes from out here too, right there. So yeah, air comes through the seat. It's not overly effective, like it's good, you can notice it, but only just. But this is another great feature of the Kakadu, that's the suspension. So you can tune the suspension from these buttons, and maybe I'll try and do another video on this somehow, but it's basically got an electric motor on the top of the strut, on the front strut, and it's just got a little valve right in the top, right in the center of the top hat. It's got a little valve, so when you turn this to comfort, it'll wind that valve all the way to one side, and it'll soften the dampening of that shock up. And then when you go to sport, it'll spin a predetermined amount of times to another position on that valve, and that will be set for sport. So that's pretty good. And I believe this does the transmission as well. So there's a bit of a shift pattern change in the transmission between comfort, eco, and then you've got normal, sport, and sport plus. So you've got a couple of different options there. Yeah, it's just got an extra bit of wood grain on the steering wheel here. My last one had the wood grain there. These are a lot nicer. These have got like, it's like a brushed aluminium look. Like it's not aluminium, but it's just a bit cleaner, you know. So there is a few differences here and there. I think the dash is a little bit different. I can't remember mine having the red up there, and then yeah, it's got the low and the sport plus. It's got the sunroof, so I really didn't probably need a sunroof, to be honest, but to get the KDSS suspension, it's, yeah, you can only get it in the Kakadu, so you've got to have a sunroof. So hopefully I never encounter any rattles with that. It does add a bit of extra weight to the car. Overall the Kakadu is a little bit heavier, which means you have less payload, which probably will be an issue for me later on. You've got the DVD player, which is fold down from here. You can just press a switch, it folds down. I've got 3 wireless headsets, so you know, if you've got kids in the back, they can just sit there and watch the thing and with their headsets on, and you don't have to deal with them. So yeah, it's got some unnecessary features, you could say, but for the suspension it's going to be worth it. I don't even think I've ran through why the suspension is so special. Maybe I'll just get out of the car right now in the super cheap car park, get underneath it and show you, because you've got to see it. Basically, my old one, I had a lot of issues with the sway bars. The sway bars are like this thick and they just break, the links break. Like I broke the first link in about 180 k's. So it's just, it became a bit of a joke for me really, because every time you snap a sway bar link, just the way the sway bar worked, and if it wasn't held on one side, if you flexed it, the sway bar would dig into the CV and it would basically snap your CV. So man, the amount of CVs I snapped because of sway bars was a joke. That's why in the end I couldn't sort the problem, and I was still working with Kings trying to sort the suspension. That's why I pulled the sway bars out, and when I pulled the front one out, it was really noticeable driving, and the rear was really stiff. So what do? You pull the rear one out, so then it's all just loose. So I don't know, it was just more predictable with the rear out. Flex a little bit better, not that noticeable. At the end of the day, your shocks are going to be what limits your travel. But yeah, back to this suspension. The sway bars are like this thick, I'll show you in a second, and there's a hydraulic cylinder on one side and a fixed hanger on the other side. So the fixed one stays where it is, and then all the work happens on this hydraulic cylinder. So yeah, let's get under there. Probably gonna get run over, but should be right. But see how they connect to the lower control arms? On the GXs and stuff, they connect to the spindle arm up here. Not as strong. And then this is the hydraulic cylinder, if you can see that. And when you drive, that's just constantly making adjustments and pulling on this sway bar. But that's not some serious power, so got the similar setup on the rear as well, but under here is where all the magic happens. Under this guard there's a pump and accumulator, a couple of hard pipes. Yeah. The rear's got airbags, as you've seen. So Airbag Man do a lifted airbag kit. They're Firestone airbags, which Airbag Man's just made the kit together with all the best stuff and supplied it to the Australian market. So yeah, we've got their airbags in the back. As you can see, cylinder again, airbags up there. It's pretty easy install. Tiny bit of grinder work just to make the air hose fit. I've done my last one. It's all too easy. So yeah, that's what's going to happen with that. Haven't decided on suspension just yet. Been looking around. I'm really on the edge of going more extreme, but going more extreme causes more dramas. So I don't know if I go more extreme and try and make it work, which cost me thousands last time, or just go back to the basics, something that's just not going to break, back to rubber bushes, none of that steel bushes, because they flogged out in the first 18,000 and the rear shocks are working so hard, blew the bushes out of them. Like, it's just a joke. So I don't know, I want to be able to get in a car, drive it, go find all these destinations, like all the enjoyable stuff of owning a car. So you don't want to always be in the shed fixing stuff that's broken and that you've paid massive amounts of money for. So yeah, with the black leather, won't have to clean it as often. White car, shouldn't have to clean it as often. So I'll spend less time in the shed, less time cleaning the car, and more time out creating content for this channel. So I'm keen for that. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going, go get a slick haircut, go get that lens, and we'll shoot some stuff on that lens. Righto, finally picking up the brother to this lens. So this is a 70 to 200mm to f2.8 G Master Sony lens. So I ordered the 24 to 70 as well at the same time, in the Central Coast actually, because there was a sale on. So because my mate lives here, I thought why not, I'll be up here at some point. So yeah, let's go get it. Have a squeeze, see what we can find. There's the Sony section.
And you're welcome to watch the video if you'd like to.
Knew what I was doing.
Here's the lens I'm filming on right now, 1635.
So the top row?
Wish I had the coin for that one, but
They've just put it up as
all good.
it's just doing the alternative one.
It's big 70 to 200, 100 to 400. It's a big boy lens. Here we go. Let's go test her out, eh? I completely forgot Shauna was in the Subi today. So there you go. Oh, we're just going to pack up and we're about to hit the road. On our way up to Brisbane, I rang the dealer and asked if I'd be able to film the rooftop tent install in their workshop. They said I wouldn't be allowed to do it, so I ended up just doing some Instagram stories as we went. Didn't end up filming any more of the trip on the camera, just took some photos on the way back. We ended up camping at the Smoky Cape Lighthouse and got some awesome shots on the beach. So anyway, if you don't follow me on Instagram already, I do a lot of stories as they happen, keep you updated that way. So keep an eye out for the new build series happening as I modify this car to the absolute limits. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you on the next one.